All right, so here I have a 6 foot by 16 inch glulam kind of butcher block shelf thing that I bought at Home Depot pre-finished. Um, I have these two legs that I bought at IKEA that work perfect for a nice long kind of bench table. Something that probably would go behind a couch, great, or up against a wall in an entryway where you could put some nice decorative things, maybe a bowl for keys, change, wallet, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty excited about finishing it. The legs are white, so I'm gonna have to figure out what color I want to make those. But I'm gonna be staining this today. And this right here, I'm showing you, I'm using a pre-stain conditioner, which everyone says is a must. So went ahead and did that. The first couple of times I used it, I didn't have the best results, but I think that had more to do with the poor job I did finishing the piece. So this time it worked really well. You put it on, you let it sit. If there's any excess, you wipe it up, and then you give it about 10 minutes. So here I am. I'm using a General Finishes stain. It is mahogany. I thought it turned out really well. So I put it on usually pretty thick. I wish I would have done a couple larger sections, but I did it in probably 4 or 5 sections, which there's a little evidence of that. But either way, I put it on pretty heavy, let it sit for as long as I feel is necessary. Once I kind of see it starts to dry and set, then you're going to immediately wipe up all the excess. So I was happy with the process. Everything went on well. You can see I'm getting ready to wipe up the first coat here I put on the end, and um, yeah, there it is, General Finishes, which it really is. It's a great product. Um, so you wipe up as much excess as you can, and really just double over those lines when you're doing in sections, because you will get a few weird spots, as well as watching the edges, because when you do this stuff, it's going to slide down on the edges, and I always do the edges last, but yeah, there you get a good look at the first section. So I keep it going. Here I am wiping up the middle. Um, Again, I was happy with the progress overall. Really didn't have any issues, um, other than kind of like I said, I did it in kind of 4 sections, and the bigger you bite, the bigger chunk you bite off, the faster you got to work and a little more stress induced. So I definitely suggest doing it in a few spots, and then here I am finishing the very tail end of it. And then once I am done with this, I'll hit the edges, and then definitely good to just go over everything with a nice clean cloth multiple times and just make sure you get any excess that's sitting on the surface up, which when I did do this, I did bring up quite a bit of stain residue still on there. So always a good practice. But yeah, I would love to get some advice. I know it's probably not the easiest to see in this video, but the legs are these kind of three-piece legs on each end that are white. It's metal. Be very easy to paint. I was thinking black, but I am not the best when it comes to color choices. So I think you could also go brown. You could also leave it white, and it probably wouldn't even look that bad. But uh, I'm still figuring out exactly where in the place I'm going to put this, but I think it's going to work out great. It's going to be a nice piece to add to one of my rooms. Um, and yeah, here I am wiping up the last of it. I will say the table does look like it wobbles quite a bit. Obviously, I'm being a little aggressive with it, but the table is actually extremely heavy. Both the legs are very sturdy and strong, and obviously the tabletop's 6 feet long, so um, it is not that wobbly once you set it in place and use it like a normal table. Making sure I get those edges good. And then the only thing I'm actually going to have to do is I'm going to have to flip it over and do the bottom side. I did a 1/8 inch round over on the top, and then I did a 45-degree bevel on the bottom. And I actually think it turned out pretty good, but I'm definitely going to need to get that bevel on the other side because it didn't quite cover it all as I went through here like this. And the other thing with stain is if you're getting a little stain here or there, and you're going to be covering that area again, don't worry too much about it. It's good to wipe it up, but um, once you put a full coat over, you're never going to notice that spot. I should be just about done here. Give it a good wipe. And then obviously the end grain on anything you make is going to absorb any finish you put on it extremely fast. I mean, you honestly can put it on there and wipe it off almost immediately because it sucks it right in. So there we go. Finished product. I think it turned out great. Let me know what you guys think. And what color do I make those legs?